Hi, I'm Anthony Best, and today we're taking a look at the KSR Ceres 3-channel preamp pedal. All right, let's talk about the features on this pedal. So we've got 3 channels. The first is a clean channel, which can be set to have a clean channel. It can be true bypass if you're going to run this into an amp and you want to use the clean channel out of that amp. You also have a buffered bypass if you've got a lot of pedals in your rig and you want a buffer to increase the sound going through those. Now, these 2 dirty channels are identical. However, they have modes. So right here is the mode switch. We've got up, down, and middle. And those modes are the Aries Crunch, the Artemis Red, and the Colossal Lead. So you could actually have one channel set up with different EQs and different gain structures. And then there's a feel switch on this pedal that goes from fat to tight to thick. So if you're familiar with the KSR sound at all, that tight sound is something that is very specific to the KSR amps. So this pedal is super versatile. It's 3 pedals in one. If I were trying to replicate this, I would need 2 different drive pedals and most likely a clean pedal if I was trying to run this into just a raw power amp. Now, the video that we kicked off this demo with was the Ceres running direct into my DAW and using the Wall of Sound plugin. So there's no fancy stuff going on. Wall of Sound is a free piece of software you can run into your DAW, and there is 2 cabinets included. In order to get out of trial mode, you need to purchase 2 more, which is the grand total of, I believe, 15 bucks. So no magic going on to create the sound I got in that first video. Now, you also might be saying, well, Anthony, you've got some pretty awesome guitars. Did that have anything to do with the tone you got? Well, what I used on this video was my oldest workhorse guitar. So this is a Fender Telecaster made in Korea with a Omega pickup right here in the bridge. 1 volume, that's it. This guitar is worth no more than probably 400 bucks on the open market. That's the guitar I used to do. So this is, anybody can get that tone at home. This is super easy to use. Now I'm going to move the camera. We're going to talk a little bit about the Wall of Sound and the setup that I used to record that video. And then later in the video, I'm actually going to plug this into the front end of a clean amp, and we're going to get some sounds going that way as well. So this isn't a Wall of Sound plugin demo, but I want to make sure you understand how I'm getting the tones that I'm getting out of this. It's very important in the demos that I do that you can get this stuff at home. The KSR Ceres pedal is plugged directly into my Apollo interface using the high Z input. And then I've got Wall of Sound loaded up in Logic. You can use any DAW. But what I'm doing here is I've got a power amp turned on with a 6L6. And I'm just running 6 dB of volume on that, and I've got the high Z input coming up. So let me just grab the guitar here real quick, and we will, you can see that I've got sound coming through. So that's just the clean setting from the preamp. Now one of the things I could do if I wanted to is I could throw some Loft Reverb on that thing. It's built right in here. Now I probably don't want that for a high gain tone, so I'm going to turn that back off, and then I can just switch it over to one of the other channels. So it's now on the white channel, which is all the things down here at the bottom. Alright, so let's just run through some more settings on the preamp. We'll reset up the camera to make sure this looks a little better. Alright, we're going to start by taking out the green or clean channel on this. Again, I have this set into clean mode. It can also be set to true bypass, and we'll just pass the dry signal through. Sort of the same as turning the whole pedal off. There's also a buffer which will increase the signal. We set it back to the clean mode, and we've got a tone knob that we can use to roll off the tone to get a brighter or darker clean sound. Alright, so now let's move on to the quote-unquote dirty channels. So I switched that from bypass to on, turns off the clean channel, and now we have the option over here on the right to switch between the two different settings here on the EQ. So we've got 3 different modes here, and again I'll repeat, these are up for Aries Crunch, in the center is Artemis Red, and down is the Colossus Lead. And so we are right now in the down mode on the blue channel for the Colossus Lead. So this is sort of the crunchier of the settings, and I'm going to put that gain about halfway, and let's just start with the EQ right here in the middle, and we'll tweak some of these settings as we go. Alright, let's turn that gain up to about 3 o'clock. Alright, right now the bright switch is down, which it is off. Let's switch that up. Alright, we're going to flip that back down, roll that gain back a little bit, and now we're going to boost the bass a little bit, and I'm going to boost the mids a little bit, which is kind of how I had it in that tone, how we started out. Alright, now what we're going to do is change the feel switch. I'm going to put it into the middle position, which is tight. So the KSR amps are known for their super tight sound, and this is going to be the tightest setting from the feel. Throw that bright switch back on. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch it from the blue channel to the white channel, and that's how you'll visually see which channel you're on once you're using the pedal, which changes which set of EQs we're looking at, and we're going to change the mode on this up to the middle position, which is going to be the red channel on the, I believe it's the Artemis Red channel on the back. I'll put a thing if I'm wrong here. So crank the gain up on that. It has a similar EQ to what we were just using. Alright, so we're going to throw again that bright switch to up, which will make this even brighter. Move the feel into the tightest spot, and we're going to leave that mode right where it's at. Alright, that's a quick run through of kind of what's available here from a sound perspective. Obviously we can roll these gains back. Again, I talked about what could be done is you could set these things up very similarly from a mode perspective, from a feel perspective. Brights are all on right here, and I might just want to set that level up. And if we switch these back over to the blue, so I've got everything's the same across the board right here. And I could just actually switch that, and I could get basically a little volume boost. So a lot of different ways you can use this pedal. So now let's throw this in front of my Morgan amp and we can just get a different sound perspective of what this is going to sound like for you at home. Alright, so now we're plugged in the Morgan KSR into a Flint Reverb. Right now it's on buffer mode just so you can see the pedal is still on. So that's the buffered signal. The true bypass doesn't sound a whole ton different. The buffer is actually very transparent. Right, we're going to turn the reverb off and we're going to turn on the pedal. We're on the blue channel. And we're in the Artemis Red, the Colossal Lead mode. I'm not much of a lead player, but we'll do a little bit of a lick here so you might get an idea. Alright, we're going to switch over to the Artemis Red, which is on the second pedal. I've got more gain added into this stage with similar EQ. You can hear the more gain. Alright, we'll throw it right back over to the blue. Got that tight rhythm sound. Alright, so that's the pedal through a clean amp as well. Let's finish this off with my final thoughts on the pedal. So today we looked at the KSR Ceres pedal, 400 bucks street price. Is it worth it? Absolutely. It would take you 3 distortion pedals or a clean preamp. All those kinds of things in order to do what this pedal does for 400 bucks. You'd easily spend that on 2, if not more, trying to get close to what this does. If you're a fan of high gain amps, this is a pedal to go check out. So price difference of 400 bucks for a pedal versus 1,800 to 2,500 or even more for a KSR custom amp. Quite a big price difference. The amps are super special, but this pedal will get you very close to that tone. So I'm Anthony Best. If you like this video, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and stay tuned for more stuff coming to you on this channel. Thanks and have a wonderful day.